Shark Attack. In the 1770s, John Singleton Copley's painting, Watson and the Shark, made waves 200 years before Jaws. One of America's greatest early painters, John Singleton Copley, painted a shark attack in 1778. It's one of the oldest American artworks featuring a shark. It is curated today at the National Gallery of Art in Washington, D.C. John Singleton Copley is one of early America's great painters. He was born in Massachusetts in 1738, but later worked in England. He would actually die in London in 1815, showing that folks went back and forth between the two countries despite the recent American Revolution. Copley did numerous portraits that illustrate the lifestyle of aristocratic families during the Revolutionary period. His portraits include Paul Revere and Thomas Gage, among others. Here's a reprint of John Singleton Copley's portrait of Samuel Adams. There's a good chance your high school history textbook included artwork by Copley. Young John had an engraver father, which gave the youth an introduction to the arts at an early age. In this particular piece, Watson and the Shark has drawn considerable attention because of the action and raw emotion it conveys. It's not a normal painting by a portrait artist, or really normal for any reason at all, and that's why it's so fascinating. Copley painted this scene in 1778 during the beginning of the American Revolution. It is actually depicting a real event in 1749 in Havana, Cuba. Brook Watson, a future British politician who would be mayor of London, is the teenager in the water with the shark. Watson, a young sailor who was crewing a trading ship at the time, was swimming in the harbor at Havana. The waters in warm Cuba support both bull sharks and tiger sharks, and it is likely that the animal attacking here was one of these two species. The story is that young Watson was, as this painting shows, rescued by his shipmates. Nevertheless, the young man lost his leg. This painting strikes so powerfully because it hits on a theme that still invokes awe. Over 200 years before Peter Benchley's Jaws, this oil painting depicting a shark attack was a major hit. Copley made multiple copies of the painting, and the painting was the subject of many reproductions. The harpooner is reminiscent of the character Quint in Jaws, as well as Ahab in Moby Dick, showing that many motifs come back into style and show lasting staying power. By the Renaissance time, painters had found that subjects drawn in a triangular form direct the eye through the artwork. And we can see in this 18th century painting that this triangular form is present here. Finally, Copley has an African-American man holding the rope to save young Watson. It is one of the earliest representations of a black man as a protagonist in Western art, yet another interesting feature of this painting. So we have an 18th century version of a scene reminiscent of Jaws, an oil painting depicting a shark attack on Brook Watson in Havana, Cuba in 1749.